Check.
Wherever you're going.
You just get involved.
Changes what?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Okay. There's a better one? Somebody saying you can't do it. Speaking.
Oh, maybe I just need to turn that, I think somebody turned it down, the pot.
How you doing, Lenny?
How are you?
Good.
That's her. Just drop the whole I just want to.
How are you? Nice to see you. How you doing? How's everything? We'll wait for Okay.
I see this.
See that, buddy? Ryan.
Are you upset? Like, no, it's like,
I have
eight
it.
guys like,
It's good.
how she could be. No,
We're rested.
Hi, how are you? We were just talking about you. Yeah.
Well, I figured.
That's great. I had no idea. Yeah. You guys know how that happened here?
They were like, oh my God.
We were doing.
Check 1, 2. Check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1. Check 1, 2. Check. Check. Check 1, 2. Check. Check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. 1, 2.
And I was like, I can't turn this down. I want to hear it. She was so
She was like, what did you tell the children?
the whole right down, I was like, it was.
Who did?
I'm sure he'll get me that. And through all that, we go to so we got to the point where Actually, right now. Yeah.
I don't work at the
I do a lot of on-site.
I regret it for her.
And mommy and daddy come down.
Nice to see you.
I didn't get a good feel.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right.
I don't have to use the insurance company. They go right with it.
So I'm across the street. And like looking at your window.
So working up the driveway.
I'm behind you.
On.
Yeah, if you're reversing and you just keep going, it's not happening. So.
Third window from the right.
So when we were kids, you can see it. Mom's first time.
You're welcome.
Yes. You need one of four.
Yes. Good way to put it.
Not in this town. On the other town. Come on.
Usually there's a pallet on one side, this doesn't really open.
That's right. Well, there was
He woke up, one of the first things he said is, I have to find that man. I literally remember thinking, this is a true test of the system working. Oh.
What do you watch these days?
I watch a million things. Guarantee it. It's the same thing. Exactly. Serious.
That'd be like several months.
Well, I did. Big mouth, visible.
Of course, how are you?
Good.
She's a man.
And now they take it to like
How are you?
Good. Tom.
The accident took place on October 29th of 2012. These guys worked tirelessly and they saved our husband's life.
Good evening. Could I ask you to please First of all, I'd like to welcome our county executive, George Latimer, joining us this evening. He will have a few words in a little bit. With us tonight, we have a group called Staying Alive. They were introduced to me through the town of North Castle, Michael Chirillo. He had given me some advice and some background on this group that works to raise funds for emergency services. But I'm not going to take away from what they want to tell us. So I would ask them if they would come up and make their presentation.
Oh, boy. That will work better. This is where the height difference becomes an issue.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, my name is Michelle Berliner, and this is Christy Saltstein. We are the co-founders of a local charity called Staying Alive. This is a charity that started out of North Castle in Armonk after our husbands were in a terrifying accident during Hurricane Sandy in 2012. We're honored to be here tonight to present a grant to the Thornwood Fire Department. When our husbands were involved in this accident, we had no idea how vital the jobs of first responders were. We always knew they were important, but we didn't realize how they go the distance to help anyone that needs care. The Westchester EMS, the Armonk Fire Department, the North Castle Police Department, and the North Castle Highway Department all worked together to make this unbelievable rescue of our husbands that took well over 3 hours. Christy and I had been friends for a while. Our families are close. Our kids are similar in age, but it's very difficult to explain to all of you the bonding that we had, first in the emergency room, then in the ICU, then in the many weeks as our husbands recovered. And the one thing that we kept talking about and our families kept talking about was that we had to go find all of the people that helped us during this rescue, and we had to say thank you. And this is how the concept of Staying Alive was born.
So from that idea, we evolved into community events with Armonk Volunteer Fire Department. And the one thing that we heard over and over again through different first responders was that they needed money. They needed money to buy equipment so that they could help save lives. So the first event that we participated in as Staying Alive was a group of 23 runners who ran the Westchester Half Marathon. We raised over $20,000 and we donated it all to the Armonk Volunteer Fire Department. That event made us truly realize the power of fundraising and what we could make happen through team. So we evolved into what is now known as Staying Alive, which is a 5K fun run that takes place every spring in the town of Armonk. This year it's taking place on May 18th, 2019. Our video will talk a little bit about it. But I have to also say that we are proud to date to have given gifts and grants of over $150,000 to first responders throughout Northern Westchester. So we'll show you a video and then we would like to present the grant to Thornwood.
Our husband's lives. Andrew remembered Tommy. The accident took place on October 29th of 2012 during Hurricane Sandy. My friend Jory brought my husband Andrew back to the house. Jory went upstairs and called 911. The dispatcher finally said, "We're doing our best. We will get there. We know that they're out there." The amount of trees they had to cut through and get around and just the hazards. These guys worked tirelessly and they saved our husband's lives. Andrew remembered Tommy. He remembered his voice. He remembered his eyes. And when he woke up, one of the first things he said is, "I have to find that man." I vividly remember thinking, this is a true test of the system working. All of these departments responding in exactly the way they're trained to respond. The goal of Staying Alive Charity is to raise funds so that we can supplement these various departments with items they need that their budgets don't allow them to buy. If you're unable to participate but would still like to volunteer or donate, please feel free to reach out to us at stayingalivecharity@gmail.com.
So we were actually able to give out 11 grants this year of that totaled to $45,000. And we're here tonight to present one, which comes from your town, and that's the Thornwood Fire Department. So we want to call up Chief Frank Kolodzinski, Company President Herb Dewar, and Second Lieutenant Ryan Perucci. And we gave them a grant for 4 forestry wildfire hose packs. And this is actually the third grant, the third year that we've given a grant to the Thornwood Fire Department. And they've received a total of almost $11,000 from Staying Alive. And we just want to say congratulations and really thank them for all that they do and for helping everyone that needs that help and care. So congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for all you do in recognizing the efforts of our emergency services throughout the area, not just Thornwood. We appreciate Thornwood and Hawthorne Fire Department, Valhalla Fire Department, all of our emergency services. So thank you again for taking the time and focusing on helping these departments. We appreciate it. Before we move on to our continuation of our 2019 budget, I would like to ask the County Executive, George Latimer, to come up.
Well, thank you and good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you all tonight. And I wanted to stop by to share with you something that I've been doing with each of the town boards, village boards, and city councils across the county. There are 45 municipalities. I promised to get to everyone by the end of the year. This is number 43, so I've got 2 more to go this week. But it's a pleasure to be here with you as we were earlier this year with Margaret Kunzio when we had coffee and conversation here. I just wanted to briefly go over to you with a county policy that's in effect that I think will be helpful to the board. And if you could pass that on, Councilor, I appreciate it. It's been in effect since the first of the year, and this involves the way the county will go about making decisions on county-owned property when it affects the local government, the local community that it's in. And because of the Valhalla complex, other than White Plains, there's no other community in the county that has as much of an impact from county actions as the town of Mount Pleasant does. Very briefly, this executive order applies to all county departments with the exception of the DA, Board of Elections, Board of Legislators, and the county clerk. They each have independent authority. And basically what this does is it changes the way the county government can act on any kind of a significant action we might take on county-owned land or county-owned property, and in essence to change it so that this town board, duly elected by the people of the town, have an opportunity to understand and comment and perhaps make a recommendation before that goes into effect. The basics of it are as follows. If any commissioner or any element of county government has a significant proposed action to take place involving county assets or county lands, they must first come to your town board and make a presentation to you at one of your regularly scheduled meetings. And that means it's open to the public. The public can hear what the presentation is, and they will then have to answer any questions that you might have about what this proposal would be. What constitutes significant is vague. I wrote it vague specifically to accommodate anything that you might think as well as something we might think is significant. But after that presentation and the questions and answer period at one of your regular board meetings, that begins a 60-day period before the action can be put into effect. During that 60 days, the town has the opportunity to hold any meetings you want, forums with the residents, discuss alternatives, and then at the end of that 60-day period, we would welcome a letter of support, neutrality, or most importantly, opposition to whatever it is that we would do. If it's support or neutrality, it really doesn't matter, but if it's opposition and you lay out certain concerns that you have as a town board, then our department commissioner, whoever that is, has to then respond to those things, and there's a dialogue before that idea can be put into effect. It could be something as simple as we have to close a county road to repair it, a sewer pipe, it's going to take a month, and we have a detour route. We can't just do that arbitrarily. Legally, we could, but with this policy now, we would have to consult with you, inform you, And as I'm sure you know from past experience, sometimes when these things happen, they'd say, come on down to the county office building Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, and we'll tell you, which is an inconvenient time for people who are on the board or the professional staff of the town. So this changes that dialogue and opens it up so that you can have an input. And I will tell you, many years ago, I was a councilman in my home community. And where I live, the county has a very significant presence, 3 parks within the town, in the city. And, I was frustrated when I heard that the county would do something and not consult with the duly elected council. And so I never thought I'd be county executive. So now I'm county executive. So now I can try to reverse that process by opening this up to dialogue. Because of the impact of the Valhalla location, we've already started dialogue on things. North 60 is one example of it. When I called the supervisor, alerted him to something I was aware of. But this applies to anything over there. And when we have projects that we're working with the New York Medical College and other things, then they may have impact on your community, on your school system, on your traffic flow, drainage, sewerage. There's a host of different things that could apply. So hopefully what this will do is give you some a surety that you'll have a voice on these things before they're done. Certain things we might be mandated by a higher level of government to do where we have less discretion. In some cases, the discretion could be totally ours. But whatever that is, we would hope to do it with dialogue and ideally as partners, that whatever it would be something that you would ultimately think is a good idea, perhaps shape it in a way that would be better. So that is the purpose of my visit, very short, but I wanted to address it personally. Take any questions, Mr. Supervisor, any of the council members may have. And then as we go forward, we'll try to implement this year after year. This is an executive order. It lasts during my tenure of office, which, could end any time. But hopefully the Board of Legislators will view this as a worthwhile policy to put into effect over a permanent basis so that you'd have this kind of confidence in the years to come, no matter who held the job that I happen to hold right now. So with that, I thank you for the interruption. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take them. And if not, I know you've got a long agenda and you probably want to get to it. So.
Thank you. Appreciate this.
Good.
So I'm glad you brought this to our attention. We always want to work comfortably with the county. It's important for both sides. If any board members have any questions.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday to you and everyone else here. And
You too.
we'll see you soon.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Thank you.
Now we're going to move on to the continuation of our 2019 budget. I don't know if you want to read that notice again, or do we have to do that? Our town controller, Brian Keneally, is here tonight in case anybody has any questions relating to the budget.
Notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant will hold a public hearing on the 2019 budget at 8 p.m. Tuesday, December 11, 2018, at the Town Hall Meeting Room, 1 Town Hall Plaza, New York. The town-wide proposed budget for 2019 may be inspected by the public from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, in the office of the town clerk. Salary, supervisor, $157,805. Council, $21,066. Town clerk, $85,024. Receiver of taxes, $92,891. Justices, $60,289. And superintendent of highways, $127,866. At said hearing, all persons shall be heard. Patricia Jones-Scovic, Town Clerk, Town of Mount Pleasant.
Thank you. Brian, I know you have some additions and deletions to the preliminary budget that you wanted to bring up.
Yes. Would,
You want to come up?
yeah, you want me to read that?
Yes, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Although not great in the aggregate, there are several lines here. So let me just grab my ruler and. Okay, just bear with me here. increasing account 1110.100. The preliminary budget was 90,987. The adjusted preliminary amount is 100,894, an increase of 9,907. Account A1220.100. The preliminary budget was 61,620. The adjusted amount is 66,620, an increase of 5,000. Account A1440.100. Preliminary budget was 71,294. The adjusted preliminary amount's 95,294, an increase of 24,000. Account A7050.100. Preliminary budget was 0. The adjusted preliminary is 500, an increase of 500. Account A1355.400. Preliminary amount was 48,000. The adjusted is 28,000, a decrease of 20,000. Account A1001. The preliminary amount was 1,626,957. The adjusted amount is 1,646,364, a decrease of 19,407. Account A5010.100. The preliminary amount was 127,866. The adjusted preliminary is 33,000, a decrease of 94,866. Account A5010.400. The preliminary was 6,000. The adjusted is 100,866. It's an increase of 94,866. Account B1001. The preliminary was 8,296,723. The adjusted is 8,326,224, an increase of 29,501. Account B2660. The preliminary was 386,725. The adjusted was 458,240, a decrease of 71,515. Account B9000.0815. The preliminary amount was 562,812. The adjusted amount was 604,826, an increase of 42,014. Accounts SW03.1001. The preliminary amount was 11,303. The adjusted is 9,303, an increase of 2,000. Halfway done. Just bear with me. Account SW03.0599. The preliminary amount was 0. The adjusted is 2,000, a decrease of 2,000. Account SW05.1001. The preliminary amount was 606,644. The adjusted was 581,644, an increase of 25,000. Account SW05599. Preliminary was 0. Adjusted is 25,000. That's a decrease of 25,000. SW10.1001. Preliminary was 9,064. Adjusted is 7,264, an increase of 1,800. Account SW10.0599. The preliminary was 0. The adjusted is 1,800, a decrease of 1,800. Account SS.1001. The preliminary was 1,716,550. The adjusted is 1,702,550, an increase of 14,000. SS 8,000.220. The preliminary amount was 14,000. The adjusted 0. That's a decrease of 14,000. Account SM 4540.400. The preliminary was 339,739. The adjusted was 337,486, an increase of 2,253. Account SM 4540.1001. Preliminary budget was 295,792. The adjusted preliminary is 293,539, a decrease of 2,253. SM 4541.400. The preliminary amount was 562,864. The adjusted preliminary is 595,654, an increase of 32,790. Account SM 4541.1001. The preliminary budget was 568,660. It was adjusted to 601,450, a decrease of 32,790. We're almost there. Account SM 4542.400. The preliminary was 47,059. It was adjusted to 50,040. That's an increase of 2,981. Account SM 4542.1001. The preliminary amount was 47,369. The adjusted is 50,350. It was a decrease of 2,981. Account SM 4543.400. The preliminary amount was 122,264. The adjusted is 132,697. We increased that 10,433. Account SM 4543.1001. The preliminary amount was 126,733. We adjusted preliminary to 137,166. That was a decrease of 10,433. Account SM 4544.400. The preliminary presented was 104,797. It was adjusted to 113,740. That was an increase of 8,943. Last one was SM 4544.1001. The preliminary budget was 105,797. It was adjusted to 114,740. That was a decrease of 8,943. That's everything. So in the aggregate, it's only a couple $100,000, just moving between lines. We did not change the taxation from the last budget, so this doesn't affect the actual taxation amount in the aggregate. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. At this time, anyone who wishes to ask any questions or speak about the budget is welcome to do so.
Here, I was thinking everybody was here for the budget.
There was a question.
There is one
There's a question in the back.
Laura Senti, Valhalla. The one area I have to ask you about regarding the budget is the highway department and whether we have enough funds in there for 2019 to do the repair on the roads that need to be done. I'm going to point out Lakeview, and I do thank Councilman Amiano for getting back to me as far as that. But Lakeview has been that small portion from the railroad tracks up to Commerce Street has been since June. The edging has been, wasn't totally graded down, but the edging has been, graded down, which makes it every time you go across it, it's wear and tear on the cars. And according to your traffic study that was done for the railroad crossings, we're talking about 2,600 cars a day going across that crossing, both eastbound and westbound. So my question to the board is do we have the manpower and do we have the resources for 2019 to do those repairs? And I understand that it's been, we had a very rough winter and the rain and so forth. It hasn't been weather-wise great for the work that the highway department has to do, but I do have a concern about the condition of the roads. And I know that you're adding 2 additional persons to the highway department, but is that enough based on what we've had in the past in the highway department?
No, we have spoken about Lakeview a few times.
Yeah.
And I have spoken to the highway department a few times also about it.
And unfortunately, Peter's not here tonight because I would have asked that question directly to him. So I
Yeah,
hate to put you guys on the spot.
No, it's okay. He's definitely the best person to ask about specific road conditions. I think each year his goal is to resurface and relay about approximately 6 miles of roadway. That's in accordance with a long-term study that was done that looks at all the roads. I don't think we'll ever have enough money towards road improvements, and I think every town suffers with that. It's extraordinarily expensive per mile what it costs to stay under the 2% cap. You know, all those things considered. What the question we might want to ask him with specific to Lakeview is will that be included in his projection for next year, which we can find that out for you. Absolutely.
Okay. Because I mean, it's not just Lakeview. There are other main roads in town that really
Absolutely, yeah.
are, you know, not in great shape. So my concern is that we put enough funding aside, whether it be 6 miles or next year, whether you have to do 8 miles. I know it's extremely expensive, but it's something that the winters haven't been getting better. You know, it seems to be getting worse. And
what we did employ this year that I don't know if we're employing next year at this time, but there's different measures, different methodology used that is sometimes I think we were able to get almost twice as much road done with the hot in place method.
Yep.
So that was where they sort of recycle what's there, puts it in this huge machine. You may have seen them. They're like these almost like freight trains that tag along with each other down the road, and they actually recycle what's there, adding in new materials and then laying down that material. Question is, how long does that last? Is it worth the savings that we're seeing? So there are some new methodologies, new technologies that might help us get some more mileage out of the budget for the roadways.
Okay.
But your concern is a good one, and I will tell you, just as we all do, driving these roads, yeah, it would, you know, I definitely would like to see more money dedicated to that, understanding though that we have to remain under that 2% cap too. So.
And the only other question I have is with regards to the leaf pickup. Is that the loose leaf pickup, is that part of the 2019 budget? Because I know some municipalities have stopped doing that. So
No, we're not discontinuing it. No.
okay, so that'll still be part of it.
We had some challenges this year with the late falling of the leaves. We had a little bit of snow on top of them, but they're continuing the vac pickup of the leaves. So, and I know Valhalla is next week, I believe, to expand over in the Valhalla area.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions in regards to the budget? Hopefully that means that we did a good job on the budget. Be there no further speakers on the budget, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the budget.
I would so move to close the public hearing on the budget.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 663 will adopt the 2019 budget
As amended.
as amended. Thank you.
I'd make a motion to approve, just to comment that, you know, since the economic downturn of, I believe, 08, 09, I don't believe that we've had a budget that is this considerate to many factors, one of which is we have four, I think all of our union contracts settled in this contract, in this particular budget.
Mhm.
We've added staff, much needed staff to the highway department, staff elsewhere in town too, in the engineering department and some other clerical. The equipment that was added, machinery and trucks. We have what I was told was one of the healthiest fund balances in and around Westchester County, which is something that's really, really positive for us in several ways. Number one, it's good to have a good savings account for a rainy day fund. But the other part, and the other reason why that's good too, is it definitely helps our Moody's ratings and our credit ratings when we do go out to bond for other money. Added recreation programs, and I know I'm missing some stuff, but I just wanted to congratulate and thank the hard work of the town supervisor, our new comptroller who came in pretty much in the middle of budget season and really very quickly and efficiently created an excellent budget. Our department heads and all of our staff, really, it's not an easy thing to, in this state, to come under the 2% cap and still have all these wonderful things that I mentioned. So I wanted to thank to what I feel in my time in this town is probably one of the best budgets. And that's not a credit to the town board. That's really a credit to our staff. So I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
I'd also like to make a comment, and I know that the Recreation Commission worked very, very hard with the comptroller on regard to their budget. And in fact, since the last 2 years, there have been increases in the day camp fees as well as the recreation facilities at the pool. The Recreation Commission, along with the comptroller and with the supervisor, will maintain the same fees as they were as last year. Therefore, you will not see an increase in pool registration or day camp. We know that these are vital services, not only for the children in the town, for working parents to use day camps in the summer, but also the recreation facilities that we have at the pool, intergenerational programs that are there. And it was hard work on behalf of recreation, but again, going to the new comptroller and working with the supervisor, we were able to do that. So thank you.
Thank you. Also on that note is the commuter fees were probably the lowest in Westchester County, and we're going to continue that fee. We're not going to change the rates for our commuters this year also. So I have a motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
I'm going to second that motion, please.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before I get into the supervisor's report, I'm sure there's people here that concerned about the proposed residential facility in Valhalla on Halsey Place. As you may or may not know, we have scheduled a public information meeting, which will be held December 27th here. We are giving the what's the name of the alphabet? YAI. They have the opportunity to speak to the public and give us the information that we all desperately need to hear from them. Also give an opportunity for the residents in the town to express their thoughts and questions about the facility. So not that you can't ask questions tonight, you're welcome to do so during the business from the floor session. But we are planning for that night to have it open for the public to answer whatever questions you have and get whatever answers that we need. So December 27th at 8 o'clock. Okay. Moving on to the supervisor's report. I'm asking the town board to refer a petition for an amendment to the zoning code of the town of Mount Pleasant affecting the OB5 district. This is 1 Zeiss Drive to the planning board for review and recommendation. There's a proposal for a repurposing the Zeiss building. Right now, I think they have a few rentals in there right now, but they want to repurpose the building. So the best route to do this is have our planning board tear it apart and review it and see what will work best in there. So this resolution will refer this petition to the planning board.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a purchase order 83018-2, design of Deerfield Lane North Gravity Sewer. As we've talked about in the past, we have numerous pump stations for sewer in the town of Mount Pleasant. And anytime we can eliminate one is a good thing for the town. There's a tremendous amount of maintenance and operation costs involved with these pump stations. We have a design for the Deerfield Lane pump station. This is actually some adjustments to the original design. So this will approve the cost. Do you have that cost in front of you?
$26,480.
$26,480 is a change to the original design cost. So this resolution would move the engineer forward on that redesign.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is purchase order 83018-3, water analysis equipment. This is equipment for our water department. They do their analysis on the water. I think it's more of a computer-based system to help with accuracy and sharing the information with the town engineer and the water superintendent. Any other background on this that you feel we need to? This purchase order.
So it's equipment purchase to help better test and analyze water.
Right. The total cost for this is $12,169.76.
I'd move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo, second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You may notice that we're all still getting used to our tablets here.
Speak for yourself. I've been used to it.
Some of us are better than others at operating this. Next purchase order is 83018-4, emergency work at Birchbrook Drive. Birchbrook Drive has had an issue with a culvert the side of it has been collapsing. We tried reaching out for grants to try to get this done with some grant money. We haven't been successful with that. This is an emergency purchase order for the total amount of, I got it, $75,000. This is for Landy Contractors, Peter Landy Incorporated. This work is desperately needed to commence as soon as possible.
I'd move for approval, and I'd like to thank the residents of Birchbrook. They've been dealing with this issue for quite some time and have maintained their patience and understanding while we tried to seek grant money, which was the most responsible way to try to pay for this. Unfortunately, the grant money is not there for us, and unfortunately, we have to bear the exorbitant costs. But it is in need, desperate need of repair, and I do want to thank the residents for being patient while they waited a couple of years, actually, for this to kind of come to fruition.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Ramiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a performance bond acceptance for 23 Westerly Lane. This is a bond amount for work to be done on Westerly Lane. The bond amount is $28,400. It will be kept on file until the work is completed to satisfaction.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to sign a water easement agreement with Grassland Estates. This is a water main work over near Grasslands Road. We've been working on this probably 5-6 years. Finally, we have an agreement with New York City Water Supply in Greenberg. The design has been approved. This year, we just approved the easement for the water main, so that work can commence.
I'd move for approval on that, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
I'll second it, please.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is purchase order 12-1901. This is for EMT services. This is a renewal of an agreement that we have with Starnet. It's a WEMS contract. They have been exceptional performing the EMT services throughout the town of Mount Pleasant. This is a monthly contract, but the total cost for the year is $947,834. But I know from hearing from our ambulance services and our police department that they've been excellent in working with the town. So I would ask for approval of this EMT service for 2019.
I'd like to make a motion approval and just say that they save lives and it's important for our residents, and we appreciate their hard work.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I have the receiver of taxes report and our investment report. Let's see, I think the investment report is 1.9. 1.9? Really jumping up.
Wow.
And that's it for my report. Right now, we'll move on to business from the floor. Anybody who wishes to address the board is welcome to do so at this time.
Yes, we're just signing your name. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you. My name's Mary Jane Aw. I'd like to thank the town supervisors and the members of the board to allow me to have just a moment to comment. I'm here tonight to talk about the proposed YAI house. I know there's going to be a meeting, and I'm really grateful for that, that there'll be a presentation on December 27th. But because it's a long ways away, I just wanted to make a couple of comments today. My name's Mary Jane Aw. It's my husband, Curtis Aw, and we have a daughter named Emily Aw, who's 23 years old. And when the information came out about the proposed house, we started to hear a lot of things that I knew were untrue. And at that point, we hadn't shared with a lot of people the process that we had been going through about the next steps for our daughter to go into an adult home. And so we decided at that point that we were going to come out and share our story, because we thought it was important for people to have more information. So that's what we started to do. Emily is 23 years old, and she grew up in the community of Mount Pleasant. She went to school in the Westlake school system. She is now in the adult world. She goes to a program. She still goes to a public school every day and does an internship before she goes to her adult program. There will be time in this meeting that we have on the 27th, but when I heard all people's concerns and things that they were saying, at first it was hard to read. But then Curtis and I thought we would think the same thing if we were living on a street and something was going to be developed and built. We would have a lot of questions, and we would want answers to those too. So I'm just glad that there's going to be a conversation and that we can share information and concerns, and people can talk together and gain information, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I just feel like information needs to be out there so that that opinion can be based on facts. And so that's what I'm just asking, since we're still several weeks away from that, if everybody can take a deep breath and maybe talk to each other and have a conversation, because this is a community that has not just embraced our child. And I have to say, at this point, for us, for Curtis and myself, it's not even about our child anymore. It's about all children and adults who have individuals who have developmental disabilities, and we feel like they have value in communities, and we've seen that. And there's a whole lot of people who feel that way too. And so we just want to have the conversation. So I'm not here to say that somebody's wrong. We just want to have the conversation. And we're really happy about that. And we're grateful that there is going to be a platform for that. And that's basically just the comment I wanted to make tonight. And I thank you for that moment in time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There have been some comments about the fact that we're having it when we're having it due to the holidays and all, but we are under a time constraint to respond. So we apologize where it's scheduled, but we don't have much of a choice with that. But I think it is very important for both or all sides to be able to express their point of view and iron out any questions that are out there. I don't want anybody to ever think that myself, for one, or this town board is just shutting the door on anybody who needs any assistance. It's not the way we are. We have to look at a wider picture also, and that's what we're doing. We have questions we need answered, so we will listen. So I thank you for your time, and we look forward to the next meeting. Anybody else wish to speak on this topic?
Good evening, all. Good to see you. I would say I'd wish spending my Tuesdays with you, but I don't want to tell a lie. It's nice being home on Tuesday nights. So I also just want to speak to this issue because there is a lot of confusion about it. You know, Frank Padovan, who created this law, he just passed away actually October 18th this year. And he served 30 years. He's a Republican. And he created this law basically based upon the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act, that all people have a right to live in their communities and thrive and be a part of the communities. And I know that we've struggled on different issues before with the residential treatment facilities and centers, and those are actually scaling back now, right? So the juvenile element is being eliminated from those RTCs and RTFs, and they're basically just serving people with developmental and IQ, emotional disabilities. So I think the crux of this issue really comes down to people feel that their property value is going to be affected. And even though that's not a reason, you can't use that as a reason, that really is the reason behind the concern, I think, from the community. And that's where most people of the community have, I think, a concern that their property values are going to be affected. And what I want to share with you is that there are numerous studies that tell that not to be so. I have 4 of them here. I'm going to supply them to you, to the council. I know you'll do your due diligence. And what I ask is that I was a little concerned when I seen one quote in the first press release that you're here to protect our town and community because, you know, these are residents that live in our community, you know, and they're not aliens. They're not illegal aliens. They're people, as you've heard, Mary Jane Orr, she's a pillar of our community. She has been a nurse to my daughter since pre-K. So, you know, I really want the public to look at this. We just came through the season of lights of Hanukkah. We're in the season of Christmas right now. With the season of love. And love starts with acceptance. Starts with accepting people, whether colleagues, whether classmates, whether, you know, neighbors. That's the beginning of love. And this is the season of love. So I just ask that you share this information, that we look at this from a holistic view, not necessarily divisive view or zero-sum scenario, that we look at the love of this, of sharing and allowing people in our community to live here, to thrive here, and to be loved and accepted here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll make copies for everyone to have. Okay. Anyone else wish to address the board?
Would you sign in, please?
Were you here before? You know that we're having the meeting on the 27th? Yeah. I don't know if some people came in after. I didn't know if they heard that we are scheduling a meeting.
Do you not want us to share tonight?
Oh, no, you're welcome to. It's open forum, you know.
Can we stand up there more than one person at a time? Is that okay? Do we sign in, or would you prefer it's just one of us?
If you're comfortable staying together, it's fine with me.
If you want to speak, sign in. If you want to speak, sign in.
So my name is Maria O'Brien. I live at 8 Halsey Place in Valhalla. We as a neighborhood, there's many of us here tonight, believe me, we sympathize with all of you and with the board because we know this is going to be a difficult decision. And our concerns are not just about the house being a home to, you know, people with disabilities. That really is part of the concern, but not our majority of our concerns. So we as a neighborhood would like to share some of those concerns, questions, and information that we've learned with you. So we believe that Mount Pleasant has an oversaturation of these facilities. According to an article that was written back in 2014 when Joan Mayberry was our supervisor at the time, Mount Pleasant was quoted as having the 3rd highest number of group homes in the county, trailing only to New Rochelle and Mount Vernon. We feel that our neighborhood would be substantially altered by this home being turned into a group home. We have issues not only for ourselves, but the public health and safety of the individuals residing in that home. There have been many, many studies done where the state takes over these homes and eventually they start putting other individuals in the homes that actually hurt the individuals that are already residing in the home. And we have some information in regards to that as well. Some of our questions we would like to know is, are there 8-hour shifts? How many, what's the criteria for the residents that are being placed in this home? What's the ratio of the caregivers to the residents? Is there any laws or something stating that sex offenders will never be placed in these homes? Or can the state somehow change that and put somebody in there who may have been a sex offender, a pedophile, or something else? There was a gentleman that we met, we spoke to, his name is Jonathan Carey. His name is Michael Carey. He lost his son, Jonathan Carey, and started a foundation when he was 13 years old by being abused in one of these group homes. And so our concern, like I said, is not only for our neighborhood, but the individuals within that home, and how much has been done to actually research the history of the YAA facilities. And has there ever been any cases of abuse within that facility? Have any employees lost their jobs due to abuse or neglect at the YAA facilities? If there was abuse, what were the details? How many of the residents were the ones that caused the abuse? Are sex offenders living currently in the YAA facilities? And are there any documented proof that YAA does not allow sex offenders to reside in their facilities? Are residents with any kind of criminal history living in the YAA facilities? And is there any documented proof that YAA does not allow people with any kind of criminal history to reside in these facilities? Are residents with any kind of drug abuse or substance abuse living in the YAA facilities? And is there any documented proof that YAI does not allow people with a history of drug or substance abuse to reside in these facilities? Other concerns that we have due to the oversaturation, this is a nonprofit organization. This house will no longer pay taxes. It's going to add an additional burden to taxpayers, even due to we already have a tax cap with the 2% tax cap on the schools. Can the town really afford to have another facility taken off the tax roll? After the recent tax overhaul, residents will be even more burdened with the country's largest property taxes. According to another article, according to the same article back in 2014, when we were noted as having the third highest, it says that Mount Pleasant translates into an annual loss of $2.7 million of property tax revenue. So being this study was done back in 2014 and we are currently almost in 2019, I'm sure that number has gone up substantially. Other concerns that we have is there's no public transportation anywhere near 5 Halsey Place. There are no sidewalks. Currently, the Baker project will be opening up another entrance onto Westlake Drive. There's a lot of traffic already coming in and out. I know, I walk my dog on Westlake Drive. People drive up that street and often don't even see you because there are no sidewalks, and it's a danger. There are many families with kids living on the street, and it would be irresponsible to increase the amount of traffic where so many young children are walking and playing. That was my 5 minutes.
It's just a reminder, we have kept every single email that's been submitted to any member of the town board.
Thank
They will be part of the record. And I would also like to make that part of the record also, if you don't mind.
I absolutely don't mind.
They're all valid questions, and these are things that everybody would like answered.
And also, we just have some more facts and articles. I don't know if somebody else wants to take their 5 minutes. Do you want us to just email it to you then?
That's probably better. It'll
Okay.
become part of the record.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
I will email it to you.
thank you.
Thank you for listening to our concerns, and we appreciate everything.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to address the board? Like I said, you're all welcome to be here on the 27th. All of our concerns will be heard. YAI will give us a better explanation of all those details that you want to get answers to, and we'll be happy to spend as much time as we need to get those answers. Being there no more questions for the board, I'd like to move on to the balance of the town board meeting. The next item is our town clerk's report.
Public hearing continued 2019 budget. Bid opens. Phase 2 Old Farm Water District. Received town clerk supervisor and registrar's report for November 2018. Building department report November 2019. Received executed agreement between Kensico Water District and Hawthorne Fire District. Received Mechanical Hills Fire District 2019 budget. Received notice from YAI, Seen Beyond Disability, of intent to locate facility at 5 Halsey Place, Valhalla, New York. Received notice of petition from Thornwood Realty LLC for zoning change at 1 Zeiss Drive, Thornwood, New York. Planning board meeting December 6, 2018. Zoning board member meeting December 13, 2018. One planning board resolution, Odaka Steep Slope approval. 3 zoning board resolutions, Intricate Construction Incorporated, Parker Bolin, and Susan Tusillo. Received notice from public hearing, Town of Greenberg, application on behalf of villages of Sleepy Hollow, Terrytown, and Briarcliff Manor for proposed water transmission infrastructure. Received notice of public hearing from Town of Ossining, legislation regulating use of solar energy systems, and received 1 notice of claim, Michael Duffy versus the Town of Mount Pleasant et al. And I'd also like to say we're talking about charity and giving tonight with the 2 women from Staying Alive. Last Tuesday, I sent an email to everyone in Town Hall asking if they would like to donate to Wreath Across America. And this organization wants to put a wreath on every veteran's grave in the United States. And as of today, our employees have donated $536. So I'm very happy that our employees really stepped up to the plate. I'd also like to wish a happy Hanukkah to our residents and a Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Item M would be referred to our town attorney. Moving on to our council reports, Councilman Amiano.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor. Presenting the comptroller's memo this evening. First item here is Justice Court. 2 charges, one for Carl Anderson, $4,025. Second for Precise Translations for $1,165. Grand total for this category, $5,190. Under the town attorney, Harris Beach, a few charges here, $640, $959.50, $1,978, $917.59, and $2,472.50. Grand total for town attorney, $6,967.59. Under building town hall, we have Alarm Specialist Inc., $570. West Fair Water Systems Inc., $596.18. Carico Heating and Cooling LLC, $560. Same vendor, $1,183, $840, and $566. Lock House Inc., 2 charges, $1,395 and $195. And West Tech Elevator Services Inc., $650. Grand total for this category, $6,555.18. Under public safety, 3 charges here for Route 23 Auto Mall, $55.21, $25.80, $578.68. Grand total public safety, $659.69. Under safety inspection, 2 charges for Certified Elevator Inspections Inc., $2,000 and $1,100. Grand total, $3,100. Under Planning Board, we have 1 charge for Cleary Consulting, $1,000. Under Highway Machinery, 1 charge for Stillwell Equipment Corp., $1,915.82. Under Capital Highway Machinery and Equipment, 3 charges here, $416,714.82. $117,621.99 for Genesee Valley Ford, and Van Bortle Ford is $35,366.68. Grand total for the highway machinery and equipment, $569,703.49. Under highway garage, roof repair, we have Abbott and Price, $52,771.74. Charles Manganaro, a few charges here, $6,437.50, $2,185, $14,410, $4,425, $19,182.50. Grand total for this category, $99,411.74. Under Pecanico Water District Number 1, one charge, Alon Industries, $31,825. Under Kensico Capital Projects, we have Peter Landy, $106,126.86. It's for a water main replacement. Under Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District, one charge, Kinsley Power Systems, $2,064.98. Under Joint Water District Fund, Ross Valve MFG Co. Inc., $6,159.08. And then another charge for D&E Business Forms Inc., $1,119.95. Grand total for this category, $7,279.03. Under Kensico Water, three charges, D&E Business Forms Inc., $1,035, Paramount Paving, $9,500, NSI Neal Systems Inc., $1,690.70, grand total of $12,225.77. Under Trust and Agency Escrow, a few charges here for Cleary Consulting, $750, $687.50, $437.50, $750, $625, grand total for this category, $3,250. And then lastly here, we have gifts and donations, Mary Jo Torito, $1,250. Grand total this evening for the comptroller's memo is $858,525.15. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion
Mr.
carries.
Supervisor, I just respectfully request to abstain.
Mr. DePaul will abstain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Saliano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report is from the Police Department. The first item is authorization to dispose of obsolete, non-repairable equipment. These are a couple of computers that are not repairable. I respectfully ask the board for motion of approval to dispose of this obsolete, non-repairable equipment.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smoley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The second item is a purchase order number 30-18-08, paint truck pump maintenance. Again, this is from Police Department Traffic and Safety. The total cost was $1,663.65. I respectfully ask the board for a motion of approval, please.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks. The third item is accept resignation of Officer Vincent Febo. On December 4th, 2018, this department received a letter of resignation for Officer Vincent Febo. The resignation was effective on the date of receipt. I would respectfully request acceptance of this resignation, and I ask the board for approval for this resignation of this officer, please.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. DePaul. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Great. Thanks so much. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley.
Thank you. My report this evening is, as always, from the Superintendent of Recreation and Parks. The first item is memo number 75. Recreation and Parks Department requests the approval of the town board to authorize Bruce Reel and John Petrozelli to attend the Atlantic City Pool and Spa Show held January 18th through 31st, 2019, at no cost to the town. There is no registration fee for this event. Expenses will include food, travel, and lodging. The expenses are not to exceed $650. This expense is included in the 2019 budget. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. DePaulo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The second item is authorization for Scott Naylor to attend Oakville Bay Management School. The Recreation and Parks Department requests the approval of Scott Naylor to attend Park and Recreation Maintenance School, Year 2. It's a 2-year school in Wheeling, Virginia. The expenses have been requested in the 2019 budget. The tuition is $620. Room and board, $1,290. Gas and travel, $150. Meals, $150. The total cost is $2,210. Scott Naylor did receive a $500 scholarship. The total cost to the town is $1,710. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is memo number 76. Recreation Department requests the approval of the following part-time recreation assistants to work recreation special events. This will be effective beginning November 30th, 2018, at a rate of $12 an hour. Sophia Caterino, Olivia Muscatella, Vincent Spazianti, Gianna Garitano. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Supervisor requests to abstain.
Mr. DePaul will be abstaining.
Thank you. That ends my report for this evening. Again, we're wishing all our residents a very happy holiday season. Please be safe, be happy, and come back to us with your questions at any time. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't think I said all in favor.
Oh, my goodness.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
leave now.
Councilman DePaul.
Thank you. Good evening to the public. On behalf of the Highway Department, there are 3 items on the agenda this evening. The first is seeking authorization to discard of a 1999 Ford Taurus. Our vehicle fleet managers determined this vehicle to have extensive rot and it will not pass New York State inspection. It's also a year away from becoming an antique, so I would move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DePaul,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Second item is seeking authorization to accept curb cut permit 1462. That's for work being performed at 132 Fairfax Avenue. The deposit amount would be $1,200. So I would move for approval to accept that deposit and to an escrow account until the work performed is completed to the satisfaction of the highway superintendent.
Motion by Mr. DePaul,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item on the highway agenda is seeking authorization to release the bond amount for curb cut permit 1455. That was work being performed at 2 Livingston Avenue in Valhalla. And that bond amount is $360. The work on that site has been completed to the satisfaction of the highway superintendent. Therefore, I move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DePaul,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our town attorney's report.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We have 4 tax certiorari settlements. First one is for 34 Broadway LLC for 8 years for a total estimated refund of $12,000. I'd ask for a motion to approve this after settlement negotiations with the court and the petition.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. DePaul. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Second one is a settlement of 121 Columbus Avenue, Valhalla, New York, with Mr. Thomas Stewart for a period of years of 5 years. After negotiating the settlement, the estimated refund would be $6,500. I'd ask for a motion for approval of that settlement.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DePaul,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The third settlement is American Tower Corp. for a period of 6 years for a location of 7 Northview Court in Mount Pleasant. The estimated total refund is $25,000. I'd ask for an approval of the settlement in that amount for that property.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Final tax certiorari case is Zwilling J.A. Henkels LLC, which is a number of properties on Marble Avenue. This is for a period of 4 years. This is going to negotiate the settlement with a estimated refund of $6,000. I'd ask for approval of settlement for that property in that amount for those years.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I would note that the different school districts all approved all those settlements also, and negotiated settlements with the court on all those settlements. Final matter I have is a settlement with the state of New York. The state of New York issued a violation to the town of Mount Pleasant Highway Department regarding a work that was done where a gas line was hit by one of our workers. The actual gas line was marked out beforehand in accordance with state law. However, there was some mistake made by someone where the gas line was hit. We don't think it was our fault, but as a settlement with the state, we agreed through Peter Siliano, pay a $1,000 fine, and also have certain workers at the highway department, as well as new workers, get trained by the state how to dig safely related to utilities. So I'd ask for a motion to settle this matter for the amount of $1,000 with the state of New York, as well as the classes that will be necessary.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Supervisor.
Thank you. Next is our schedule of meetings. Our next work session will be Tuesday, December 18th at 7 p.m. And I will need a resolution to change our business session date. I don't think anybody wants to come here on Christmas Day, so we want to move it from 12/25/18 that's to Thursday, 12/27/18 at 8 p.m.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. If there be no further business from the board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I would just like to ask, first of all, thank your office for putting out the notice about the presentation on the 27th for YAI. I would ask, given the time of year and the hectic nature of the holiday season, if we can send a reminder out about that sometime closer to that meeting.
Yeah, we can do that. And before we go, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and if we don't see you, a Happy New Year. And I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.